monkey like Fritos. Road monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Road monkey, very simple man with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Road monkey like you. Road monkey like you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Meteoraptor, and welcome back to another episode of the Meteoraptor Reviews. Tonight, you guys, or today, I don't know what time you're watching this, we're going to take a look at another 2017 horror movie that did horrible and people were really disappointed by, but I didn't actually think was that bad. I'm talking about The Mummy. Yeah, I know. Shocking, right? I thought this was a good movie. I should probably start by saying, and I keep forgetting to bring things over, and I'm really bad at this, I'm sorry. I've seen the original Mummy movie, like the old black and white one. I think it's a classic. I've also seen I have all three of the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies. And out of them, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is definitely my favorite. I know, again, like the least popular, Mountain Dew. The least popular one is my favorite. I'm probably gonna regret throwing those because I'm gonna need them later, but whatever. So when I saw the trailers for the 2017 remake, I didn't think much of it because, let's be honest, it didn't really look that good in the trailers. But I decided, you know what, I'll wait till I hear the reviews and then I'll decide if I want to see it. And the reviews were horrible. Everyone was bashing this movie. They were saying it was unentertaining, it was a horribly paced movie, poorly executed, poorly written, poorly acted. Everything about this movie sucked. So you know what I did? I went to the theaters and watched it because I thought, you know what, it can't be that bad. And I was right. Alright? It's not that bad a movie, and you guys really need to stop bashing on it. It's actually kind of good. It's probably better than The Mummy Returns, maybe even better than the original. It's better than The Mummy Returns, because that one was my least favorite, to be honest. Yeah. Here's the thing. The writing... They're trying to take a story which has been told hundreds of times across different forms of media and give it a brand new update. So how are they going to do that? Also, keep in mind, they're trying to make a whole thing called the Dark Universe, which is the Mummy, the Gill-Man, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde, who actually is in this movie, one of the best parts of it. Dracula, like all those guys, Frankenstein and the Mummy, and like an Avengers-style universe, because everyone wants to be Marvel nowadays. Here's the thing, though. They gave it a pretty interesting idea. What if, again, the mummy... Well, this time it's a queen, technically. It was the princess who would have been the queen, but she did some voodoo stuff, and they killed her and buried her alive. It's what if... Well, again, it's actually, now that I think about it, pretty similar to the original. It's about treasure hunters who find her. But this time, instead of the mummy just being like, you know what, I just want to kill everyone and rule the world, the mummy actually wants to use Tom Cruise's body as sort of like, well, make Tom Cruise her king. Which I think was an interesting idea. Not only that, there's an entire organization dedicated to hunting, studying, and ultimately destroying these monsters, led by Dr. Jekyll. I know, I was surprised when I saw that, and I was really hoping we get some Hyde action in it. I'll get to that in a minute. So, you know, we have the mummy, and actually, I think she's a lot better than Imhotep from the other ones, because in Imhotep, all he really did was make a giant sand face. In this, yeah, she does that because that's pretty iconic from the other movies. But she can raise the dead, kiss people and kill them instantly, and cause, well, plagues of rats to come and tear you apart. She actually is a threat. And they actually kind of gave you a reason how to defeat her, and not just, oh, say this one chant from this book and it'll kill her. It's like, destroy this stone and you'll destroy the curse. But if you destroy the curse, then you have to become the next mummy. It actually was kind of a cool twist. So, anyhow, the race is on to try and figure out, can we stop her? Should we contain her? What should we do? And along the way, the main character's best friend gets killed and comes back as comic relief zombie ghost. I'm not even making that up. He pretty much is just the comic relief as time goes on. That and the exposition occasionally. But let's talk about the characters. I actually liked Tom Cruise's character a lot. I liked his friend a lot. I liked the girl who shows up, I forget her name, I liked her. But I loved Dr. Jekyll, okay? He is... Who's he played by? 1 second. I stayed through the credits to try and figure out who he was, okay? Not Simon Pegg. Crud. I'm sorry, you guys. I should have looked this up. Once again, I don't plan any of this. I just start talking about what I like about a movie, and then eventually I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should have remembered that. Do. Russell Crowe. Right, that guy, Russell Crowe. And he's a funny guy because he's like, oh yeah, they're totally monsters. Yeah, like he is totally like, yeah, you don't believe in monsters? Well, guess what? They're real. Like, he's very blunt about it, and I think that's kind of what makes it funny. And then at one point, he ends up turning into Hyde because he's using the juice, which would kind of suppress the two sides. And then when he becomes Hyde, he becomes even funnier because he's like, hey, kid, let's take over the world together. You'll be an agent of mayhem, and I'll be a monster of destruction. The women will love us! And like, you can tell he's just having the time of his life doing it. The acting, might as well just move on to the acting, because the writing is pretty strong. It's also pretty cliched, and you can predict a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Also, it relies on cheap jump scares every now and then, which is just annoying. Acting, everyone does a really good job, I'm not going to lie. Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, everyone else, they do a really good job. Especially with the script they were given being so cliched. They're like, you know what? Let's do our best and see what happens. And they did. So, anyhow, special effects, I might as well move on to that, because I'm kind of trying to make shorter reviews nowadays. Effects are amazing. The CG on, like, the big sand face and the storms and the rats look amazing. The makeup on the woman who plays the mummy when she's both human and the mummy, it's awesome, because this time she actually has, like, this weird, like, almost sand color all across your body, and she's got all these weird markings. I just realized I messed up my hat there. She's got all these weird markings all over her body and stuff, and the costume looks great. Music, there was no actual songs in this movie, but man, the score was really good. Not like I downloaded and listened to it, but maybe someday. Camera work was pretty good. Lighting, this movie was pretty dark in a few scenes, and it was kind of hard to tell what was going on. So, yeah, that was also a thing. But really, when it gets down to it, can I recommend The Mummy? Yeah. I really liked the movie, actually. In fact, I'm going to give it a 3 Raptor Claws out of 4. Here's the thing. Quality does play into a movie, okay? When I rate movies, I do judge them on quality. But at the same time, you can have a bad movie that's poorly made, poorly acted, poorly done, poorly edited, poorly written, and it's still entertaining, and that's even better than a good movie. Seriously, I gave Sharknado 4 out of 4. Anyhow, but yeah, you guys, if you really are curious, when this movie comes out, I think it's coming out soon actually on DVD and Blu-ray, pick it up, check it out. I personally enjoyed it, or you can rent it, watch it on Netflix, it'll probably be on there. But yeah, it really isn't as bad as you thought. And hopefully, I do hope they continue the Dark Universe, because I want to see where everything goes from here. Anyhow, you guys, that's all the time I got for now, and I think, yep, Sub-Zero just finished downloading on Injustice 2, so I'm gonna go play that. And until next time, you guys, this is the Meteor Raptor saying keep cool, and I'll see all you dino dudes around. Later!